Hey everybody, it's Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. This is a show where we talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you. Wanted to take a moment here and to encourage you, nonprofit leaders out there, small business leaders out there. If you are in the process of launching your nonprofit, your small business, your consulting service, or launching a program or establishing a framework for a program, I wanted to encourage you to raise the bar. Raise the bar. One of the things that continues to come up in our community, in the nonprofit small business community, is the lack of greatness that we as a community decide to put on display. And I share that because, starting a small business is not easy. Starting a nonprofit is not easy. And we are faced with a ton of challenges. And our challenges are not unique from any other business. I mean, it's easy to say, hey, such and such business has been around. They don't have these challenges, but got to think back. There was this point in time where they were small and they did not have what they have now. So, our challenges are not unique, but one of the things that continues to populate, in terms of the lexicon of how people describe small businesses, how people talk about us as a community, is our inability to rise to the occasion and to be great. And a lot of that speaks to, this kind of preconceived idea that this is all I can do because of my size, because of my resources, because of my location, because of whatever thing I lack. And this particular podcast is encouraging you to raise the bar of greatness within you. Now, a lot of that raising the bar begins with how you think. Now, as a leadership strategist and a specialist, one of my favorite leadership theories is self leadership. Now, leadership in and of itself is defined as the ability to influence a group of people to achieve a goal. And as a business owner, as executive director of a nonprofit, as someone overseeing a program, you are responsible for overseeing this program and encouraging people to become greater than what they are through influence. At the end of the day, that's your job. Now, when it comes to self leadership, you got to flip it around. It's about you aspiring yourself, you influencing yourself to do something better, to do something great, to get to a certain goal you have in mind. That is the ultimate goal that you are working towards every day that you are working on this project. Now, if you are working on self leadership, that is self influence, the key to self leadership begins with the mental strategies, the cognitive strategies, the way you think about your work, because the way you think about your work ultimately impacts the work you actually execute or the behaviors you display. And then it impacts the rewards process, the rewarding process you experience along the journey. So if you're going to rise to the occasion of being great, if you're going to launch a small business that's going to be awesome, that's going to have the impact you desire, if you're going to launch a program that's going to target a certain population group that's going to thrive as a result of your offering and your project, then you have to rise to the level of great. And it begins with the way you think. You have to influence your mindset before you influence the business, before you influence the customer. You have to think great. You have to visualize great. You have to develop scenarios that creates an environment where you are great, where you're performing at your best. Anything less than that will result in non greatness. It will result in mediocrity, and it will perpetuate the philosophy or the thinking people have about small businesses, about nonprofits, etc. And that is, oh, that's all they can do. Oh, don't mind them. Let's give them a pass. No, I want to be great in the nonprofit space. I want to be great in the small business space. This should be the focus you should have for your business, for your program, for your customers, for your board, for your investors, for your partners, for everybody experiencing what you have to offer. Greatness has to be the target you're going after. I hope you are inspired because of this particular podcast to think about great, to think above where you are, to think about raising the bar so that you can achieve not only your goals, but you can exceed expectations beyond measure. Your customers are betting on that. They're looking for that. Stakeholders are looking for that. People who want to work with you are looking for that. Future partners are looking for that. And you, quite frankly, should be looking at that for yourself. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations. I hope you find this powerful and helpful. If this doesn't apply to you, share it with a friend, a family member that you care deeply about. You know somebody who's launching a nonprofit, launching a ministry, launching a program, launching a small business, and you know they're working hard and they might need a word of encouragement. Stop what you're doing. Share this podcast on Instagram, LinkedIn now. Yes, we're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and via your favorite podcasting platform. Go ahead and share. Sharing is caring. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations. We'll see you in the next show. Peace.